Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. As it says in the title, because it is Leap Day, make sure to check your phone, watch, calendar, clock, whatever instrument you use for timekeeping to make sure that it reflects that it indeed is February 29th today, because my watch did not automatically adjust for the 29th. So you have to manually adjust it as needed. So just make sure that your watch says February 29th, 2024. If your device is smart enough to actually keep track of leap days, then you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, he's, because he got the green dollar sign before he came on Tiger Kitty, that's why. He got the ad and you didn't.
Oh, yeah!
YouTube, you really are a piece of shit. You know that, right? Okay, so we have a video that I watched last night. And this video was really, really interesting and really, really fascinating. And I wanted to take some time to share it with you, kind of like an outtake. Make sure I got the right screen here. You do. I do. Okay. Yeah. So this lady was discussing, let's see if I can get on the screen here where you guys see it. Yeah. Oh, there's the screen, but that's not the video. Yeah, I know that. I gotta find it. Where's the video? Let me get this on the screen for you. This is a video that we're going to discuss this morning, and also not that one. Oh God! All right, let me get this on the screen here. No, yeah, okay, this is it. So this woman here, let me put her on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. The title of it's called 5 Growing Up Poor Habits You May Not Realize You Have. Or, the way I like to say it, 5 growing up poor habits that have imprinted upon your mind. And, so, I think this would be very interesting, exciting to talk about. Because I don't want to play her entire video. It is 18 minutes and 38 seconds long. But I think she addresses some very fascinating things. So we will take a break, go through the video a little at a time, and probably skip over her sponsorship. She has a sponsorship as well. Let's see if we can find out where that is. Okay, building wealth by doing nothing at all. Investing 101. Okay, we're going to start, let's see. Alright, let's just skip over this. Okay, let's go here to this part where meat and potatoes start.
In the first place. For those who might not be aware, when I was growing up, my family was very, very low income, especially until the age of about 11 or so. Our family was definitely below the poverty line, living paycheck to paycheck. Money was a huge source of stress and anxiety and overall feelings of kind of insecurity and deprivation in my life as a child. And of course, I can't imagine how difficult it was for my parents at that time, and they did everything in their power to kind of keep me a little bit shielded from it, but it definitely had a huge impact. And then as I moved into my preteen years, I moved to a very, very affluent area where my family at that time was more middle class. But when you're middle class compared to a bunch of really rich people who drive BMWs to your high school and get them as 16th birthday gifts, you actually weirdly feel more poor than you did when you were actually poor, but surrounded by other poor people. And these two experiences really shaped my relationship to money, my insecurities around it, my anxieties around it, and were really what led me to get myself into so much financial trouble so young, because I really associated spending.
First of all, so she started up for And then her family finally started to climb out of the economic poverty ladder. And then she was moved into an area with her family where there was more money available. And she goes through and she talks about 5 traits of being poor that kind of remain with us. No one else cares. I think it's very interesting. I was poor as a kid, Tiger Kitty said. Yeah, I was too. So I want to get to the meat and potatoes. I want to skip over the all the intro because I want to try to get to this because I want to try to save some time here.
Not address some of these bad mental habits. Because research from Cornell University shows that the overall stress of growing up poor can seriously impede one's mental health as an adult, even if they grow up to eventually be middle class or maybe even higher. The stress can even take its toll on your physiological health. From witnessing your parents worrying about money in front of you to feeling alienated from common social experiences like trips or birthday parties, growing up poor can sometimes feel like a million little traumas that never really leave you. And it's made all that much worse by feeling like you should be filled with nothing but gratitude for your current situation and like you should simply move on from the things that were upsetting in your youth. So regardless of your current financial situation, if you grew up poor, here are some of the things you might still be carrying with you without realizing it. Number 1 is problematic relationships with food. Food insecurity can result in people eating more, eating faster, and eating when they're not hungry because they don't know when their next meal will be or how much food they'll have. This was demonstrated in a 2016 study by Texas Christian University, which found that women who grew up poorer when offered snacks consumed them at equal rates regardless of how long it had been since they last ate. Women who grew up more financially comfortable only ate high amounts of it if it had been long enough since they last ate. Similarly, women who grew up with far less tended to eat just as much if they had a caloric beverage, such as a soda, as if they drank a zero-calorie beverage like water, whereas those from higher income households would hold off from eating as many snacks if they drank a caloric beverage. Essentially, growing up poor or experiencing food insecurity will mean having a difficult time assessing what your body really needs or accepting that you have enough of it. And this actually runs parallel to behavior observed in foster children and adoptees who often engage in overeating, hoarding, or even hiding food due to food insecurity that is essentially hardwired in their brains. And what those observations found is that for people who have poor impulse control around food is that restricting food does not work, and labeling foods as bad only increases their allure. So if you're a person who grew up food insecure and then enters the complicated adult world of dieting and health trends, that can also result in binging or other disordered food rituals. And while it is very common to experience overeating based on your needs if you grow up with food insecurity, you can also experience the opposite effect, which is over-rationing your food because you're so used to having to keep it tightly controlled. And what makes that more problematic is that rationing mindsets aren't exactly frowned upon. In the early days of the COVID pandemic, respected publications were giving tips on how to ration food in case we could never enter a grocery store again. Sorry, but I feel like if we could never go to a grocery store again, we got bigger problems than whether or not you ate your Chex Mix really slowly. And what's perhaps more troubling is that over-rationing food, as it does tend to be associated with people in lower socioeconomic status, results in a situation where people who are of lower socioeconomic status tend to be underdiagnosed in restrictive eating disorders, even compared to the general population, where it is overall
That's really interesting.
One 2017 study found that people identified as being from an affluent background were around 48% more likely to receive an eating disorder diagnosis, 52% more likely to be perceived as needing treatment, and 89% more likely to have actually received treatment in the past year. Number 2 is poor impulse control with money, like your girl. While growing up poor for some might result in being incredibly over-frugal and even stingy with your money, even when you don't need to be, for many people it actually results in the opposite. In 2014, the American Psychological Association published research that found that people who grew up in poorer socioeconomic situations had a lower sense of control and higher instances of impulsivity. For example, people from poorer backgrounds were more likely to say that they would prefer to receive a smaller amount of money tomorrow than a larger amount several days later. And while it's understandable to see where these impulses might come from, when in many cases you are not ever sure when you'll see that money again, so you may as well enjoy it now or get what you need while you have it, this particular financial habit is very destructive to long-term savings. In a 2015 essay in Marie Claire, author Samantha Leal described growing up poor, not even being particularly aware that she was poor, and receiving $800 from her grandfather who passed away when she was 22. Despite other pressing things to spend it on, like student loan payments or investments, Leal spent it on things like dinner out and a cross-country trip. And this makes total sense when you think about how much more of a dopamine hit you get from spending money on things that bring you immediate enjoyment and fulfillment versus saving it for some far-off goal, which, if you've grown up poor, you've sort of been conditioned to believe you'll never have anyway.
Yeah. Long-term goal lets you think you'll never be able to have anyway. That is... I feel that. Sorry, I do. I feel that so much. Absolutely, Carolyn, be free. Yeah, this is a really good video. I don't want to go through and totally, give her any lack of credit. So you'll notice that I am giving you a link to her page so that you can go check out her channel. And I'm recommending you do because we're using this video from her channel. And I also want her to get proper kudos. It's 18 minutes, but we're skipping a lot through it. So we got about 9 minutes left, and then we'll discuss it.
Because as one 2013 study from Princeton University shows us, growing up poor severely impedes your ability to make plans based on the long-term picture, and that the stress derived from growing up in these situations can often impair one's immediate decision-making skills. But somewhat on the flip side, number 3 is working too hard to justify bigger purchases. And this actually does go hand in hand with compulsive spending, but there are added psychological and even gendered components. In the fantastic classic Simpsons episode Scenes from the Class Struggle in Springfield, an all-time great, the plot is kicked off when Marge comes across a marked-down Chanel dress, $90 down from $2,800. But even at a bargain, $90 is a splurge for the Simpson family, and Marge is reluctant to buy it. She tells Lisa, now if it were a suit we could all wear, it would be different. Now this scene is of course played for laughs, but like a lot of the early Simpsons, it is very much based on real class dynamics and lived experiences of the average American family, wherein often the matriarch will feel very uncomfortable making spending decisions that are just for her benefit because it automatically feels to her as selfish. And this habit not only coincides somewhat with people who grew up poor, but is also quite possibly very gendered. A 2009 study by Skinny Cow found that 86% of women try to justify every purchase they make, and 83% feel shameful after spending on items such as shoes, clothes, or accessories. And while the broader feeling often comes from a place of not wanting to be judged for these purchases, even if, for example, you need them to be presentable at work, if you're coming from a poor background in which you're essentially judged for every financial decision you make and made to feel as if you living in poverty is uniquely the result of your own bad decision making, the need to justify, explain, or if not forego basically every purchase becomes overwhelming. Now, of course, budgeting is important at any income level, and we shouldn't feel that every large purchase should be made completely without abandon just because we want to err too far in the other direction. But if we're able to be compulsive about the smaller purchases, which is often the case of those who grew up in poverty, but feel an extraordinarily high bar to clear, even irrational compared to your overall finances when the purchase is larger, that may mean we're budgeting in an unhealthy way. A good way to offset this is to make sure that there are places in your budget specifically dedicated to these larger purchases.
Amen. Exactly. Make sure there are places in your budget dedicated for these larger purchases. If you look at my budget sheet, you'll see there are columns that don't necessarily reflect larger purchases, but since the credit cards are kind of where the larger purchases go, you'll notice the money is allocated specifically towards those credit card payments. Also, we have a savings account where we put the money that we're not spending right away into the savings so that we have that.
So that you know you're making them not just in a smart way, but in a sustainable and planned for way. Number 4 is avoiding social gatherings. Now listen, nobody hates introvert discourse more than me. I can't listen anymore to you guys being in oppressed class. As an extrovert, my main hobbies include doing cocaine, going to masquerade orgies, and murdering people. I just don't have time to listen to how great it is to cancel on plans at the last minute so you can stay home and watch Netflix again. Leave me out of this discourse. But where society needs even more empathy, in my opinion, is with people who feel that they have to eschew social lives because they grew up in a situation where it was too precarious to really have one. There are many people who would like to be able to socialize more than they do, but feel that they can't because A, they're too traumatized from a past of not being able to safely, or B, feel that it will universally lead them into having to make unsustainable financial decisions in order to keep their friend groups pleased. And there are low-income extroverts out there. And a study from the Association for Psychological Science found that they tend to spend more money on status than their introverted peers. High-status spending items included foreign air travel, art institutions, and electronics. And add in that it's commonly accepted that millennials can easily spend over $100 a month on alcohol alone, and it's easy to see why being extroverted is associated with spending a lot of money. And if you also happen to grow up with particularly avoidant personality traits or habits, it can be doubly difficult to say no in social situations where it feels like spending money is the only way to be accepted. Looking back on how I got myself into such extreme financial trouble, it was exactly that. I was an extrovert who wanted to be accepted, wanted to have a healthy social life, and felt that the only way I could do it was by putting money on my credit card in order to keep up. In order for me to get to a more healthy place with my finances, I literally moved halfway across the world because I knew that if I kept in the same social dynamics that I would never be able to fundamentally change how I related to my money. It certainly wasn't the only reason, but it was a big contributing factor. And the 6 or so months when I first moved out of the country and I had an extremely limited social group allowed me to get a slightly better footing because I wasn't constantly being pressured to do things I couldn't afford to do. Lastly, number 5 is being okay with significant discomfort. Now, whether that means driving your car well past its need for repairs, keeping monthly contacts in for 3 months, wearing threadbare clothes that need to be fixed, or generally doing anything else where you could afford the better and in many cases safer alternative but feel bad spending the money to do it, this is an extremely common trait with people who grew up without enough. One of my favorite anecdotes from my period when I was trying to fit in and still dealing with all kinds of money insecurities is when I stole, I think it was my parents' credit card, I can't quite remember, but I stole my parents' credit card, I think, to buy a pair of Uggs because in 2007, that's anything a girl could ever dream of. I bought them like the second or third night, promptly went to a bonfire where I had my feet a little too close to the fire and completely melted the bottom of one of my two Uggs so that they were like, I could feel the ground through them basically. But I couldn't afford to replace them. So I basically wore melted Uggs for at least a year after that. It was a dark time for Chelsea, let's put it that way. And I wouldn't do that again, but I have noticed even in myself some tendencies to wear things past a place where they need to be repaired, or eschew buying very basic, affordable things that could improve my quality of life, because I grew up with it being so normalized to experience that discomfort,
we're going to get back
or
in
to
a second
use
the show,
broken
and
things,
you're going to talk
to
about
not
that
really
right
have
now.
enough to
So
replace it.
let's
and don't
get
me
back
wrong,
to something else
culturally,
she
on
also
aggregate,
covers.
we live in a world that is
And
way too focused on
I think it's
replacing
an
things
interesting
that don't
topic.
need to be
Okay.
replaced, buying
Lady,
more than
thank
we
you very
need,
much for
having
being
a different
on the
outfit
show.
for every
One
photo,
moment.
and many other wasteful habits.
Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you covering this. So let's get to the main show for everybody so you can all relax. Okay, so now we are back. Okay. What she's talking about is something that also explains the way I am. If you look what she's trying to say, talking about willing to sacrifice comfort, also willing to live with discomfort, also the fact that if you are poor enough, you tend to worry about everything breaking and going through a lot of effort to keep things fixed. She mentioned about, I have a story about that. I mean, if this is the morning show you guys want, a show where we cover things, and I wanted to do this, it would have been a great video. But I know that no one really wants to watch my videos that much. And I really would like to talk about everything. Oh, right, okay. Well, now can everybody come back in because we're done with the video. is, you also notice another thing is that what she was getting at is the fact is that after a while, your whole life, you get this imprint in your brain about the fear of money. The fear of money is like you never feel like you have enough of it. And, that's what I think is one of the key factors. A couple of days ago, I mentioned how I would like to be able to play the games, but I mentioned that the cost per kilowatt hour in Connecticut for electricity is up to 20 cents. So for me to play something simple like the American Truck Simulator is going to cost me 20 cents an hour to play the game. And a lot of people with money to burn are probably going, what does it matter if it's 20 cents a day or 20 cents an hour or whatever? What the fact of the matter is it does matter. People who grew up poor when your mom was harping at you and everything was like 9 cents, 10 cents a kilowatt hour, and you're sitting there and she's rightfully worrying about how her electric meter is spinning like a top. Yeah, it does matter. And that's what I wanted to cover. But sadly enough, so many people decided that it was not an important topic. Yet at the same time, a lot of the audience on this show is often telling me that they want to cover things that are important in the world. Speaking of other news in the world right now, like I said earlier today, please make sure your watch or timepiece is correctly reflecting that indeed it is the 29th of February. Because unfortunately enough, a lot of watches may not reflect that it's leap year, so you might want to manually let your timepiece know it's February 29th and not March 1st. This is the one year that was leap year, which is kind of throws everybody off, including me, which really does make it harder because you don't know how some people are affected by this leap year thing. So, it does matter. Yeah. So, the more money you have, the more you need. Maybe that's true, Tiger Kitty, to a point. But on the other hand, if you have more money, you also tend to, especially if you feel financially secure in your way your life is, you don't tend to get as worrying about those little itty bitty things that really shouldn't matter. If that makes any sense, there are people that just get wrapped up in this financial trap. Talking about a circle jerk. Yeah. I understand that. I got that. Took a cool from Banshee. So the point is that that also is why I am the kind of person that does a lot of things myself, a lot of repairs myself, a lot of maintenance, and try to keep old broken things working or things that should have been replaced years ago, like she said, with clothing. In fact, my Android phone kind of reminded me. It said, hey, don't you think it's time you need a new Android operating system upgrade? And the phone was from like 2015 or 14, whatever. It said, yeah. I remember how much agony we had when we decided to go with the iPhone 15 instead of the iPhone SE. And discussion about how we were thinking about getting the iPhone 8 repaired, which I still might do anyway. But like she said, that's also because you were always told when you were poor that you had to make do with what you have, and that's why a lot of people who are poor deal with old, broken down, tumbled down furniture and things like that. Because sometimes we just could not comfortably justify the expense of upgrading. And that's okay. Somebody wants to come up with panel. It's Noodles. Let's get him on screen here. Good morning, Noodles. How you doing?
Hey, Michelle, how are you?
I'm doing alright.
So I got some interesting information. So my mom passed, right?
Yes.
And so do you remember about during the pandemic, everybody seemed to have passed away from COVID. Everything was being related to COVID. They were talking about people that were involved in auto accidents being declared infected with COVID, and that's the reason why they died.
Yeah.
Do you remember hearing stuff like that? So, according to the doctor that dealt with my mother, there is a FEMA. Basically, if they sign off saying that it was COVID related, FEMA picks up on the funeral. And your funeral that might have cost $11,000, whatever it now will only cost you $250. This is the reason why all these doctors were signing death certificates as COVID related. Just in case people were wondering, that's the reason why, guys. Telling you. Because if the doctor could sign off saying that the death was COVID related, you can submit it to FEMA, and FEMA would pick up.
Okay, Katie wants to come up too. Hold on a minute. Let me let her on too. Okay, because again, I didn't even hear the ding dong. All right, go ahead, Tiger Kitty. How you doing?
Good. Good morning.
So you're saying is get your doctor, list you as death from COVID, and you only have to pay $250 for the funeral.
Well, that's basically the email that we received, and it was like, this isn't right. Like, this isn't right at all. This is like, they're basically telling us without telling us, Michelle, hey, listen, if we get the doctor to sign off on this, you can submit this to FEMA, and they will pick up a large percentage of the funeral fees.
Right. Also,
I didn't know this was a thing.
You're on
I had no idea.
Social Security disability. They'll give you something like a $250 death benefit, so which means you can also, in that case, you could actually owe zip.
Right.
But how do you have to prove that you had COVID? Or that
I'm gonna send you the email that was sent to my family. Read this and tell me that's not what it says. It basically reads, if the doctor signs off saying that the death was COVID related, you could submit this to FEMA. FEMA would pick up the bill for the funeral, and the funeral would come out to like $250 out of pocket. Wow. I never knew this. I didn't know this was a thing.
Oh, I've never even heard of it. I mean, she must have really had the gold COVID.
I don't think
she had it, so everyone has had it, right?
Oh, right. But it must have really messed her up.
Right. So she had it twice, and the coroner hasn't put down a cause of death, Wow. So this is the thing, like they're like, should we put it down as COVID or not? I don't know.
I mean, is it long COVID?
So this is the thing. She had it in December, right before Christmas, and then got it again, like a week or two ago. So.
Wow. Plus, she had COPD.
Yeah, she hadn't had anything wrong. So. Right. But I never heard of that before. I was like, what the hell is this? I can't believe that.
I would definitely look into it. Definitely.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah. Well,
it's wonderful.
It's still interesting though, because in the case of your mother, how do we know she didn't have what they call long COVID?
Well, when I talk to the doctors, Michelle, they said that a lot of elderly people that got sick, went home, would end up coming back, and the symptoms that they got were very similar. And the only thing that they can link to it is the fact that they've all had COVID. But everyone's had COVID. That's the whole thing. Everyone, even myself. You know, I've had it. I don't know how many times, but I definitely am on record of having it at least once. You know, so just fucking weird. Really, really bizarre. As they play games now. They play games with the freaking.
Yeah, but it's a wonderful thing your family could do with that at this moment. So.
Yeah, I know, but like, don't you think that's wrong? Don't you think that's like wrong that they're basically, because they take that information and they put it into a, like, this is the CDC, FEMA. Like, they look at that and they say, hey, listen, everyone's dying from this stuff. That's not right.
Red.
Yeah.
Keep my butt alone. It's doing its job it's supposed to be doing. I'm warning you right now, Red. I'm firing a shot across your bow. Stop acting so surly, okay? I'm warning you. There you go.
You have been warned.
Anyway, so the point is since your mother has had it twice, and is it possible, as I said, that she could have developed symptoms from it that became later known as long COVID?
Right. So that's where they're waiting on the coroner to sign off on this. They don't really have a cause of death.
Right.
You know, so it's just weird how they're using this stuff. Hey, listen, are you, like, you know, they're not saying like, hey, are you okay with this? They're saying, hey, if this comes out to be this way, you could submit this to FEMA, and they'll pick up the cost of the funeral, etc. And it's like, what? First of all, why the hell would FEMA want to do that? Why would they want to do that?
I have no idea. The thing
must be a reason.
All I know is that I mean, your mom's illness was very unusual, to say the least. The symptoms were very unusual.
You know, Michelle, well, you know what, my mom, right, had issues, breathing issues. She had diabetes. She had everything that like came along with certain medications she was taking, you know, and at the time she was taking a lot of it, Michelle, to be comfortable, you know, and that ruins your body. The amount of prednisone that she was on at the end of her life, they were saying she's got to get off of it. And the problem with getting off prednisone is when you take it for so long, it takes over for your immune system. And when you get off of it, it's like, boom, it's terrible. Your body doesn't react good to it. So there was a lot of things that she was taking that probably contributed to a lot of this. And you know, she was older. She wasn't like you know, a young woman.
How old was she?
Well, you know, I'll be honest when I say this, silly. I may have had some COVID, but it didn't really affect me because, like, I mostly stayed in the house by myself anyway.
Well, Michelle, you're immune to most things. I mean, you've made yourself immune by, you know, you're immune to anything cockroach related because you've lived amongst them.
Well, I think it's almost like what was said about the woman there that run the ape sanctuary. I was on the Discovery Channel because of my environment. I'm exposed to pathogens every day. It's not like so germs are kind of just, you know, kind of like visitors and leave.
Yeah,
you know,
germs are good things, really, because they do help you get your immunity up.
Right. It's getting like the old Klingon proverbs there that says, "What doesn't kill you will make you stronger."
Right.
Because your body builds up immunity to them. And on top of that, you had a man named Ed with his terrible health care. Oh my God. Oh,
right. That's probably helped you out, Michelle. You have no idea how many spores you have breathed in from Ed, and it's now made you ultra immune. Even
Speaking
COVID
of that, I talked to him last night. And like Lumi said to me, he's brown nosing you. I said, listen to what he's saying. He's saying, "Oh, I miss you. I care about you. I want to come back to Winston because I want." I told him straight out. I said, "You're not coming back here."
Michelle, let's start again. Did he call you last night? Did you say
he called me, and then I called him back?
Right. Okay. Gossip.
And I told him, I said, "I'm sorry, Ed, you're never coming back here."
Oh, shitbags. Did you say that to him?
I did say that to him. I said, "You're not coming back here." One,
so
you
hang
can't.
on.
I said,
"Let me guess. What's he, Michelle? I love you."
I told him, "You can't afford."
I realized I treated you wrong.
Well, let me finish. I said, "You can't afford it." I said, "You cannot afford it. You do not have enough money. You do not." I said, "You could probably get in a senior housing. That's about it." And I said, "The fact of the matter is, you need a ground floor place. I need my own apartment. You made my apartment. You made my life very difficult because the fact it was very small. I had to sleep crazy hours because you would be asleep when I would be awake, and then when I'd be awake, you'd be asleep." And I absolutely hated that.
What did he say, Michelle? Tell me.
Oh, he said he was sorry about that. I said, "Ed," I said, "Look," I said, "even right now, and it's 11:15 at night. Okay, I called him back because you called me, and you wanted to me explain why I wasn't going to talk to you." I said, "I also didn't appreciate first you called me at 4:15 in the morning and you say you're trying to kill you, and then you call me back at 6:15 saying they're still trying to kill you." I said, "I am not at all comfortable."
Whoa, Michelle! I didn't know all this. Wait, calm down, slow down. So he's been calling you all hours of the morning, telling you someone's killing you.
No. That's why I blocked him all those months ago. I just explained to him why I blocked him. I said,
"Why did you block him? I didn't know this."
I blocked him because I didn't want to deal with his childhood fantasies or nightmares, especially because I was going through my own issues.
So he was having nightmares, basically. Oh, that's a bit sad.
Yeah.
He's hallucinating, Michelle. He's hallucinating. He's definitely lost it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then, like Limmy's right, he is brown nosing. He's trying to find a way to come back in here. And I told him, I said, "You're not coming back in here. You're not moving. You can't afford to move back to Winston. There's nothing for you, Ed. To me, there's not how many apartments on the ground floor. The best
right. He doesn't even have a
train
set anymore, does he? Poor bugger.
I want to take no more than 3 minutes.
So,
Okay.
like I said, and him being here, he did kind of give me a lot of immunity. However, the thing was, it was probably not such a good thing is the fact that we weren't getting out enough to get more pathogens and germs. That's probably the truth. We probably didn't get enough germs in us to really keep us totally healthy. But we did pretty good, though.
I don't know, Michelle. Remember Ed's leg? That was pretty charming.
I remember Ed's leg very well. Trust me. This will say I can smell his leg. I don't need to even look at it. But he's not getting. He says he's getting the care he needs now. I said, "Well, that's good."
I'm pleased. I'm glad for him. I don't wish him any harm. But he was an arsehole to you at times. So
He was. But I told him, I said, honestly, it wasn't strictly just you. I said there were others that were also out egging you on.
Yeah. He was getting played along. Yeah. But anyway, I hope he's okay.
He does have a place to live in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh, does he? Is he getting his dinners and everything?
Yeah, he's getting his dinners. He's also got medical care and stuff now too.
Oh,
I
so
said,
is he
Ed,
like
now
in
it sounds like you got the stuff you need. Don't blow it.
Wow.
Because you go to getting the stuff you need, you got a place to live. Hey, $700 a month. I said, Ed, you think it's going to be any cheaper in Winston? It's cost the same price, if not more.
Is he drinking, Michelle,
I don't
or
know.
not?
It sounded like he had been. Honestly, I could hear it in the way he was talking. Because when he drinks, he talks around in circles and tries to smooth things over. Yeah, I think he was drinking.
You think he's drinking again? Well, I don't know if they'd let him drink, Michelle. I don't know if they'd let him stay at a facility and drink. But
it's not a facility. He's in somebody's private home.
Oh, good God. Oh, good God.
Yeah, it's warm in Florida right now. Even now, it's still warm. The thing is I absolutely was very clear about it. I told him, I said, I gotta get going. He kept flapping his mouth. I said, Ed, do you not understand what I just told you? I said, I have to go. I said, Ed, please, I have to go. That's one thing I get frustrated. I try to tell you something and you keep talking. I said, I have to go. So I finally got him to get off the phone. And then I was like agitated for like 3 hours, and finally I fell asleep after watching that video we just watched. And I was like, it was absolutely fascinating to see that. What are they doing here? Noodles, are they renovating this place?
Michelle, do you think your friendship with Ed is practically over because of what happened? Like living with him has ruined your friendship?
I think we pretty much outgrew that friendship. I think our friendship pretty much outgrew it.
Right, so he's not even, you wouldn't even consider him a friend anymore.
Wow, what building is this? It's an old mill.
Michelle, this is the Puck building. This building was built in the 1800s. It's still got the same wood rafters, everything, Michelle. This building is where Jared Kushner lives.
Oh, show the audience would like to see that.
See all this wood, Michelle? This is old wood.
Right, so it's an old mill building.
Yeah, this is the original brick.
Yeah.
It's got the radiators in here, the original radiators.
Yep, steam radiators, yeah.
Radiator? It's radiator.
Yeah.
Well, they do have those kind of radiators similar to that in some places in the UK, but most of them now are mostly enclosed, but...
So like stuff like this, Michelle, from being in all these buildings, you can tell when these buildings were built by these columns that they left.
Yeah.
If you see columns, this usually took place in the 40s and the 50s. The columns, they would bloom out and take up most of the roof, just in case there was a atomic bomb blast.
Well, in those cases, those columns are holding the roof up.
Yeah, the
because
columns
that beam that's in the center there is a carrying beam.
Atomic bombs. Yeah.
Well, I don't think those were intended for atomic bombs. So it's just designed to be strong to support the weight. Because that's the cross member. That's the... Everybody can see that. That's the main beam that's supporting the whole roof or ceiling.
Right, but this is from like the 1800s. It still supports this whole building.
Right. Well, they did a good job building it. Look at the cross member there. That's a very heavy 12 by 12, or maybe even a bigger than that. Probably maybe a 16 by 16. That's a huge beam.
Yeah.
And you can also see that they're using those wood cross members there to prevent the wood from twisting. That is a very older style way of building things. Nowadays, they usually use metal straps, but they used to use wood back then.
Yeah, look how nice that is too. They used like a really pretty strap on that.
Oh yeah.
Put that together.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it was exposed back in the day, but I'm assuming maybe it was.
Yeah. And it looks like there's some things there above the columns. I don't know if those are bolts or if those were light fixtures or both. Can you zoom in
Well,
now?
they just.
Michelle, are you
can't
showing everybody this?
Yeah, those things. Okay,
Because-
is that just yeah? That's holding the two pieces of wood together. See how it's a
Yeah.
bigger beam is being held together by those cross braces like that.
Yeah, this
Michelle, are
is the
you
original.
showing the audience what we're looking at? Are you showing them?
Yeah. Okay. Let me show this on screen. Yes, I forgot to change over there. No one has idea what the hell I'm talking about. Let's get to that screen.
This is the original cast iron Michelle right here that they
Okay.
used in this building.
This is what. Let's show back what I was talking about again. The things above the columns there, so the audience can see what I'm talking about. You will see those two bolted pieces together that are holding the 12 by 12s or probably 16 by 16s together. That's because of the structural integrity dependent on that. Let me just also make the screen bigger so you can see it a bit better. So this here is, there you go. You can see how that is bolted together like that. That's holding everything together. And there's a beautiful original columns from the 1880s.
Wow.
But they're still, obviously, you can see they're still doing some renovation work in the building as well. It's an old mill. That's a pretty nice looking building over there, too.
So when they
steam radiator two-pipe system. That's a two-pipe steam radiator setup. So I'm probably using hot water instead of steam.
Yeah. But this is the original Puck building. It was built in the 1800s, Michelle.
Yeah.
The original brick, everything.
I don't see any old gaslight pipes up there.
I think they removed all that stuff. I don't think you're allowed to have that in these buildings. They probably had to remove them because it was illegal to even have inside.
They probably had, before electricity, they had to have something. You can see the sprinkler system, though. That's there. And the fire alarm system,
well,
that's
they
required
put that
now,
in there, yeah.
So what is he going to use it for now? Housing or?
It's going to be a I don't know what's moving in here, but everything in here is soundproof. They soundproofed all these rooms.
Right.
It looks like it's going to be office
These are like
space.
little sub-offices or sub-spaces. It looks like this is going to be like a meeting room. Of course, like I said,
Like the whole everything in this building, Michelle. Look at all the old wood and the old brick. Look at the original brick. They're gonna keep all this brick exposed, which is really nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see all the impressions in the brick.
You gotta do the dog thing quick, Michelle. Hang on, I'll go.
Oh yes. Human body has found a dog. That she needs to find a home for anybody who lives in Texas. It's a dog with special needs. Apparently, I guess has a broken leg. It's going to need some reconstructive surgery on the leg, or possibly a leg removal because of the break in the leg. I don't know anything how badly the leg is broken. But if they were talking about the word amputate, I think they're talking about more like the leg was shattered.
Okay, let's ask if there's anyone in Texas or around the Texas area interested in a German Shepherd, purebred German Shepherd, that has its legs fucked up, so they might have to take the leg off. So a three-legged.
Carrie Bridges.
Good morning, everybody. Carrie Bridges. I do see Sherry's here.
Anyone in Texas can take on a three-legged. I don't know how old it is.
By the way, I did ask if Ed actually did watch the actual show. He said he never watched my show, so we know that the Ed that's in the chat is a troll. We already know that already. I told him, I said, there's a troll running around claiming to be it's you.
Right.
So, well, businesses leaving the city in droves. It's very optimistic. Very expensive, also. Yeah. So, what did you think of the video that we played a little bit earlier, Lord Tiger Kitty? I mean, what's your personal opinion on
Actually, I mean, I didn't know it was going to go on for so long, but the woman was making some good points, and it's probably true. If you are raised poor, then you probably act different. Well, you always will probably act different than if you were raised rich, as in you're damaged a little way because
Oh, you
you're
have a
going to be
different
more worried.
experience. I think it does imprint on you. I wouldn't say you're damaged. That sounds like you got your leg ran
All
over
the
by a
things the
truck.
woman was saying, Michelle, that came as a result of growing up poor were not good things. So that's why I used that word. Like she said, you're going to worry about money for the rest of your life.
Right, because
You
you
know,
think
it's
you're never
all
going to have enough
negative
of it,
things.
or you're listening to parents arguing about money all the time. It impresses you in a negative way that you have to hoard your money
Right.
and
You're
also
going to get an eating disorder, she said. You know, all these bad things. So, yeah, I'd say damages you.
yeah, I do think it does have an impact on you, though. I see.
Right. Well, it's not a good impact, though, is it? From everything. She didn't say one good thing.
Yeah, she tended to focus on the negative. I think she was didn't realize that that's also another trait of growing up poor, is that you sometimes don't see the good and the bad. There's good in being poor. It's just that most people don't see it. So let me highlight that. Our childhoods are simple. We had the simple pleasures. We had simple friends with simple needs. There was an honest to God pleasure when our friends which grew up with us in the same economic brackets we did. They all enjoyed the simple pleasures.
Yeah. And you appreciated things when you got them.
Right. Whereas if you grew up rich, for you everything is kind of like, you don't tend to be as careful with stuff. I think that's the reason why I'm the way I am with my stuff. You'll notice that I'm not a
yeah, you are actually, Michelle. You're very protected of your stuff, like your tarot cards. They always get put back into the box and into the, you're very, everything you do.
Or even the turntables here, like you'll notice that I don't leave the turntables open, when I'm not using them, because I know that the cat's going to lay on them anyway.
And you probably have to be a little bit tidy at least because you can't see. So you can't be leaving shit lying around.
Right. So I don't like to leave a mess around. If I see a mess, I pick it up. But, so, I mean, like I said, she was focusing on the negative. I don't think she really intended to be that way, but like she said, she grew up in a poor household. So I think that's another trait. That'd be trait number 6. Sometimes we tend to be a pessimist. No matter, I mean, it's not, I mean, it's sad, but it's true. I think you do become a pessimist.
Yeah. The video we were watching was whether you were raised poor, not whether you are now.
Right.
She was talking about if you were raised poor, not if you're living how you're living now. So
and then you started getting into a better economic bracket for whatever reason, like a job or whatever. And then, like she said about the example, what the girl like a $800 inheritance, instead of using that to pay their student loan, they use it to go on a trip. And I can tell you, that's probably what I would have done. To be honest, people, that's exactly what I would have done. It's not because we're bad people. It's just like she said, the pleasure thing, feeling good, that's just the way it is, I guess. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
If you woke up today, that's true. That's true. If you woke up today with a roof over your head, you're not poor. Right, well, that's true. And remember, I was saying a couple of days ago that I would consider driving a truck, and the only thing is I realized that it costs me 20 cents per kilowatt hour to run the computer, so I'm always concerned about overspending money.
So you've stopped playing your computer games so much
because of the cost of electricity to run that computer, because it uses 1 kilowatt hour every hour.
And it's just that computer. It's not the one you're on now.
That's why we upgraded to the M1 Mac Mini, because it used 1/10 of the power.
Well, can you not play your games on that?
Between everything on this computer, about 100 watts of power. But even this computer, I do not leave on all day either.
So how much is that an hour for an hour of gameplay? Do you reckon roughly?
I would say when I was playing a game, that the computer would be on between the morning show and the gameplay. Would probably be on for about 5 to 7 hours a day. So
okay, yeah, but 20 how much an hour is being on it? How much
between the morning show and the games? I would say it would probably be on for about 5 to 7 hours.
No, money-wise, Michelle, how much does it cost for 1 hour of you to play on that game?
It costs 20 cents an hour to run that computer.
Well, I don't think that is quite a lot, actually.
It's not, but except let's put it on, say it's on for 10 hours, that's $2. And that would be like 2 days worth. So then I was getting electric bills for the computer running of $30 a month just for running that computer for normal days worth of work every day.
Yeah, I guess that adds up, doesn't it?
And then, of course, don't forget, in the summertime, you're going to run the air conditioner. And so that probably costs...
But you could look at it like this, Michelle, and look at a bottle of Diet Coke and say, I can have 2 hours gameplay, or I can drink that bottle of Diet Coke.
Right, well, I don't drink much Diet Coke anymore, and... but don't forget, Diet Coke you can get on food stamps. For now, until they passed what they want to do in the new Farm Bill, then we're going to have a hard time getting sweet drinks like Diet Coke. Or maybe Diet Coke may be exempt, but regular Coke would not be. Because the new Farm Bill, they want to make sugary snacks and food drinks unacceptable on the food stamp program.
What do you think about that, Michelle? Do you think that you should be able to buy candy and sweets and what have you on food stamps?
I don't know, because that's a good question, because we know the candy is ridiculously expensive. But at the same time, you know, I think...
I'm not on about the
way that they do it's all or nothing kind of attitude with food stamps, which kind of sucks, because it's like...
But Michelle, if you're getting food stamps, that's the government helping you to get a meal or 3 meals a day, say. So why does the government have to pay for your chocolate?
Well, because what happens is when you live in the when you're poor, okay, especially if you live in the urban desert, food deserts, like really if you look at Winston now, it pretty much is becoming a food desert. If you have to choose between a bag of crisps or a pack of broccoli, but you can't get the broccoli easily. So the food that's available is a bag of crisps. You're going to buy the bag of crisps. Because
no, because I'm not going to be in that situation in the first place. I'm going to organise and I'm going to make sure that I've got broccoli, or there's a way that I can get broccoli. Some way or another, I'm getting the broccoli.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not going to be at the garage.
But then again, that's where again for me where Instacart comes in, because Instacart makes it easy for me to get the broccoli. But then there's like a 14-hour delivery charge, approximately. to get the broccoli.
$14. You mean $14 delivery charge?
So you're not, unless you want to get something similar to, let's just call it Instacart Prime. It's not really called Instacart Prime, but I'll call it that anyway, because it's kind of like Amazon Prime. If you get the equivalent of Instacart Prime, you can get a discount, but you got to pay a yearly or monthly fee to the program.
Michelle, I don't know why you don't get Walmart Plus, whatever it is.
Because we
Free
don't have
shipping.
Walmart Plus, and Winstead, that's why. But Instacart
Okay.
also pick up groceries from other stores, including Aldi's as well. Thank you very much for the donation. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Bob.
There we go. So the point is that there really isn't a Walmart Plus or Amazon, but there's Instacart. That's the delivery people in our area.
Do you have a Safeways or anything near you?
We don't have a
What's your biggest
Safeway
supermarket?
oh yeah, we have Stop and Shop Peapod, but they're even more expensive. So here's what it comes down to. Now, in the case of people like me who have physical injury, it's really different because, we don't have the ability to go hop in our buggy and go to the store and then carry the stuff with a couple strong men carrying bags of food up the stairs. It's really difficult to do that. Okay? First of all, I don't have any kind of vehicle. And second of all, both me and Krista have issues in our legs. So we cannot necessarily stop, if you know what I'm saying. So,
well, there is an option, Michelle. You could use the bus provided for the disabled and go get your shopping on that, which is free.
Yes, the paratransit on Thursday mornings will take you home from the Stop and Shop. But Stop and Shop is not the cheapest game. They're already asked in this. And
I bet you it's cheaper than the gas station.
The thing is, like I said, so here's how that works with the elder senior center bus. Just so you understand this, okay? Yes, they will pick you up to take you to Stop and Shop, and they will drop you off, say about 9:00. They will pick you up again about 11. So you got 2 hours to go shopping.
Yeah.
The first problem is Stop and Shop is one of the most expensive stores in the area. There is no benches to sit at. Again, no benches. So, for a person with problems like me, what are you supposed to do if you can't sit down? There's no place to sit.
Well, most supermarkets, they don't have anywhere to sit. A bench outside or anything.
They don't. No.
Well, I find that bizarre. Where do the smokers congregate?
Well, the smokers congregate when they're employees. They either stand outside the store, which is more than likely, or maybe they can stay in the employee break room and smoke. I say maybe because I don't know the details.
Well, I'll tell you what, as soon as you get there, you can jump in one of those disabled trolley things and sit in that.
Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about, David S. That the new farm bill that they want to tack onto the omnibus spending bill, they want to prevent people from getting sweets and chips and things like that, and sodas. So now that means just like if you want to go, just like you can't buy toilet paper and paper towel on food stamps. That's also kind of stupid too.
What? You need toilet paper. I mean,
no, I know that, but that's not a food item. Okay.
Wow.
But one of the proposals with the food stamp program, which I do agree would be a godsend for some people, is being able to get ready to eat meals that they sell in the hot food section would be wonderful because some people can't cook. Being able to store hot foods or salads or whatever would be wonderful. It's kind of expensive, but at least if you had the food stamps, you could do that. That would be a reasonable combination for people who can't cook.
I think you should get a food parcel instead of food stamps. You should get like groceries. Enough to
Yeah.
You can pick out what vegetables you like, what meats you like. And
right.
then you
Well,
get
this week when I go ahead and order an Aldi this week on Friday, it's gonna be cheaper stuff because of Instacart will still do Aldi. That's just the cheapest choice. Price Right, which is the total bottom of the barrel. I would not. It grossed me out so much with Price Right. I won't even go back in there anymore. But the thing
you
is,
should stock up on the things you need, Michelle, if you're going to Aldi.
right. Well, that's what I said. I'm trying to find ways. Also, they say you can combine trips and they won't cost you an extra delivery charge. So I might want to get some things at Price Chopper, aka Market 32, which we use a lot of the lemon juice. And I am out of lemon juice. But then we got $20 of Starbucks because I won $5 yesterday, plus the other $15 from Krista. So that means that we're gonna have $15 to get hot cocoa at Starbucks, and I'm looking forward to that. And then at the same time, we can go get the lemon juice at Market 32 as well.
What's a CSA box?
What's that?
What's a CSA box?
I have no idea.
Apparently, you've got some available in
The
Winstead.
CSA box is available in Winstead, though the farmer's market.
And they'll deliver them.
I never heard what the CSA even stood for.
I don't know what it is either. Something associations? I don't know.
That guy's sitting in a wheelchair. Who is?
Okay, I'm back, Michelle. I'm back.
Right. Well, like I said, okay, community supports agriculture. Okay, I've never heard of a CSA box, so. But you can use your EBT SNAP at the farmer's market. And I think they're going to be having ones again in the spring. Once the spring starts, the farmers are going to probably start coming back over to the park again.
But the farmer's market isn't the cheapest place for vegetables, is it?
It's right. The cheapest place for vegetables because they're locally grown vegetables and fruits.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you can get some cheap veg from Aldi, actually.
Yeah, I can. And like I said, I don't know when the actual farmer market's going to start. But the thing is so like you said about the binging. The fact that binginess, or like when your money's good, all of a sudden you're stocking up your belly. It's like you're stocking up your pantry, right? All your pantry's your gut. So you start buying all this high caloric food because you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna have a meal next time. So you tend to, and this is what causes a lot of health issues with weight loss, weight gain, the yo-yo battle. And then when you add in later on, people starting to make you feel guilty about not eating certain foods, saying, oh, you shouldn't eat this because it's bad for you. You shouldn't eat this because it's good. It's too many sugars, too many carbs. That only makes it worse if you grew up poor. That's what she's saying, and I agree with that. When I was a kid, making us feel guilty because we eat, a bowl of Cocoa Pebbles for breakfast doesn't exactly help you. I'm trying to realize that I do not lack as much financial stability as I did a couple years ago. But still, when you grow up and you're still poor, you still worry about those dollars and cents. That's why
Right,
some people got so mad at my channel because they were like, "Oh, Michelle's all she's doing is she's worrying about money." Because again,
there's a difference with you, Michelle. You're a disabled person, and everyone knows that. You can see it. What about people that are getting food stamps and there's nothing wrong with them? They're just fucking lazy.
Again, I don't know anything about how
like that weirdo out in West Virginia, right?
I mean, when I was in DC, I got offered to, would I want to buy some? God.
Unless he's talking about somebody else in West Virginia, I think I know who he's talking about.
Do you?
But the thing is if you're talking about the same person I think you're talking about, is this lady's a really nice lady. Even though she's struggling. I'm talking about with the initials MF. I don't know if that's the same person you're talking about, Noodles.
Yeah, I'm talking about Anderson Henderson.
Oh.
He's a loser that's on food stamps. That can clearly fucking get a job.
Well, right.
Again, I don't know.
He can chop wood, can't he?
I don't know anything about his background. I'm not gonna. I can't speak on his behalf. I don't know his background. I learned long ago that those who throw rocks through thy window are the ones that really do not understand what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? If we don't know the person's situation, I'm not going to be the first one to throw a boulder through his glass door. He's young, yes. He's young. Oh, by the way, I saw another video with a really, really cute guy. Oh my God. I didn't put that video on because it didn't fit the topic. But if I did, you would love it. This guy was a dreamboat. Oh, I don't know how old he was, just be in his 30s. Oh my God, this guy had the most beautiful eyebrows I ever saw. Any guy. Oh, even a woman would be envious of those eyebrows. He had perfect complexion skin. He was clean. He probably smelled really nice too. Oh.
Kind of like me, Michelle, right? Hey, what's up, man? Can I get
but he
a
was
large,
clean shaven. He was clean shaven. Obviously, he had perfect skin. He had no blemishes. His skin was beautiful. And the most gorgeous eyebrows. And the beautiful eyes on him. Oh my God, me and Lumi were looking at him last night. We go, oh, this guy's a hottie. I don't know how old he is. He's talking about grammar and pronunciation marks. And I thought it was really cute.
Where did you see him?
I was watching him on YouTube. And he was talking about obscure pronunciation marks that were introduced into the written language.
Send me the link, Charles. Send me the link so I can have a drool over
I absolutely will. Oh yeah, I'll put it in the women's group.
Tiger's still with that.
The reason I didn't play that for you is because I thought the one that this woman was presenting was very, very informative and was really cool. Yeah, let me see if I have the link for you. I think I got history in my iPhone because I got my iPhone right here with me. Yeah, so I was watching this guy, and like I said, this guy's a dreamboat. I could not believe how he was so articulate. He was so knowledgeable.
What was his name, Michelle? What was his name?
Show us him, and then I'll give
you the name of the channel in a second, guys, because it's a really interesting channel. I think it was well worth watching. Let's get the... I watched so many videos. It should be easy to find him. Here it is. Failed and obscure pronunciation mark called the Cellular Plus Or. Oh, God, yes. I'm going to share this to the group. This guy is a hottie. This guy.
I've never heard her like this before.
I never heard you drooling over a man much. A woman, yes, but a man, no.
There you go, Tiger. Just send it to the group, and I'm also going to send it to you directly as well. There we go.
Tiger, can you describe this guy?
I'm not there.
Can you describe this guy? Dark brown hair. As I said, probably in his 30s. Perfectly clean shaven, beautiful complexion, no blemishes whatsoever. Maybe a little bit of manscaping on him. Oh my God, his voice was sweet.
Oh my God, Michelle!
No, she
Do
does.
you want me to describe him?
I can pull up the
He's
picture of him.
about 18 years old. He's
There you
got
go.
long hair. He's got long hair.
Oh yes, I forgot about the
looking.
long hair. Oh yeah, there he is.
No, Michelle, he's not my type at all.
He's the guy.
Does he look very feminine?
This guy has got the most
Tiger,
beautiful eyebrows.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I mean,
she likes feminine looking guys.
I mean, this guy's a real hottie. I definitely sounds like something.
Isn't it weird when you figure out someone's type, you know, and you're like, you're into that, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. I can't believe you're into this, Michelle. I would never have put this person.
Yeah. Oh, this guy was cute though.
That's his link if anyone wants to go and have a look at him.
I will put it, since it is not really anything confidential or secret, I will post it in, I guess, I don't have any areas for grammar. I guess I can put this in general chat. Let me do that. Okay.
Well, I've just put it in the chat, Michelle.
I'll share it in, I can share a link here too, but, so let me just share it in my Discord so you guys can find it. Because if I put it anywhere else, you're not going to find it. It's just...
You do realise, Michelle, that you may find him dreamy, but in the real world, that's not something you're going to
in all reality, I got a feeling he's probably got a girlfriend by now.
In all reality, I think he's too young for you, Michelle.
I know. Too young. He's probably in his 30s.
I mean, he looks about 18.
Really?
You're
say how old he is, Tiger?
Okay, that's a little bit too young for me. Oh, definitely maybe in his early 20s or mid-20s. Yeah, okay, I'll go that low. But, yeah, he's too young for me.
You're like 40 years older than him, Michelle. Come on. What are you going to have in common?
Yeah. I don't know what we have in common. Like I said, I don't really know him, other than the fact he likes to study intellectual topics. Yeah. He loves seeing his eldest son, and he's 21. Okay.
I told you. He's about 18, isn't he? If that.
Well, still, he's cute, though.
You need a nice lady, Michelle. A nice...
Oh, yeah.
A lady with...
You need a nice Mexican guy, Michelle. A nice Mexican guy that knows how to do floors, that can put stuff together for you. Yeah. Or maybe a Guatemala.
I mean, like even someone like Brazilian woman or Portuguese, something like that, or even some Mexicans and people from Puerto Rico. I know some cute ones. Monique was actually American, but she has Hispanic heritage as well. Remember Monique that was on my show a couple years ago? She had invited me to move down with her in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I didn't say yes. I wonder if how that would have worked out. Yeah, but you know what, though? Some people like guys like that. He's dreamy.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
He doesn't have a very masculine aura as well.
Yeah, he definitely, you would say, he's definitely got a lot of androgyny to him. But you know what? I still think he's attractive. I don't know what I would do if I ever met him in person who was close to my age. I probably think I'd faint if I met him in person and he turned out to be in his 40s. I'd be like, oh my God.
He's not in his 40s, Michelle.
Are
I
you
can
single?
guarantee that.
Especially if he's not as old as he appears to be. I absolutely love people that are smart. I love smart people. I really do.
So that's why I've always thought you'd be great with another autistic person that, you know, because you're off the charts intelligent.
Right.
Or not autistic.
I mean,
another,
that's probably why I hung out with people that I do, because
Asperger's.
there's certain about their personality that resonates with mine in a positive way. You know.
What about McHenry Cruiser?
Oh,
You're
no.
right. I agree with you. No, Joe, you're probably right. He probably is no older than that. I said in the early 30s. I definitely could say yes, mid-20s, early 20s.
No, Cruiser is a no-no. Look at the
I'm
things
not
he's
interested in
done.
Cruiser.
Yeah, he ruined himself with the old porn and the.
I talked to Cruiser in the past. He's okay. I don't have a problem with him. Even Slingshot Warrior is cute too.
Slingshot Warrior. Did you just say Slingshot Warrior?
Yes, I did.
Mm.
I don't think she's Slingshot Warrior's type. I'll just tell you right now.
No, I don't. He's too young again, Michelle. Too young.
How old is he?
He's only in his, well, he can't be 30. He's about 30, isn't he?
Well, at least that's above the age of consent. That's still better.
Oh, no. You don't want no youngsters running around.
Yeah, but if I'm running like his music choice would ever drive me up a wall.
You need a nice, kind person, Michelle. Intelligent and kind.
I like smart people. I really do. I enjoy intelligent, smart people, kind people. There's just a certain type of people that resonate with me. People that are smart, intelligent, kind.
There's plenty of people on YouTube. Have you ever sort of gone looking on YouTube, see if there's anyone new?
What's that?
Yeah. Well, a partner, you know. You could go looking on YouTube.
What about a sugar daddy?
Oh, shit, yes. Yes, Michelle.
I don't know, because again, that's, like I said, that's what Lumi got mad about, was the fact that she's supposedly married a man in the next life that was going to be a well-to-do man, but he turned out to see her as nothing more than just a commodity. Whereas in the future, apparently I'm falling in love with somebody that is spontaneous and fun, and which is Carmen. And then of course Lumi got all mad about that. You know, I said, Lumi, that's the next life. Don't worry about that. We're together for this life. You know, literally.
You know, how Carmen's come in and really knocked Lumi's nose to one side. She really did.
Yeah.
Could you not let Carmen move in and kick Lumi out?
Oh, she couldn't kick Lumi out. I mean, no. I mean, that'd be very difficult to do, considering me and Lumi are already married. But if anything you've ever heard Lumi describe Carmen Miranda, it was like you're a homewrecker. And I don't like that. That's what what I said. Yeah. By the way, I did a good video yesterday just talking about USB audio hookups. It kind of ran a little long, but I covered a lot of different...
I watched it.
Did you like it?
Yes, I like. What? I like every single video you do, and I've liked them since I've ever known you. Even if I haven't liked the video, I still hit the like button as soon as I come in. Ooh.
What particularly stood out in that video that was of interest to you? Anything? Because I know I covered a lot.
To be honest, what stood out was me thinking, God, this is going on a bit too long.
Yeah.
But I did like you showing how to put your microphone,
Right.
putting that adapter on it.
Right, I was trying to
Showing
show that, but I was also trying to explain some of the backstory of how, it came out the way it did. Why the EU, made the USB-C the standard versus the original micro USB standard that they used to have in the EU. Covered a little about the convenience of USB-C. Talked a little bit about the advantages and disadvantages of Bluetooth versus wireless microphones.
Michelle, I think I've had an
Bluetooth and
idea.
wired
We need to
microphones.
print you out some leaflets to stick up around New York.
Yeah.
Michelle, you want to go outside Planned Parenthood and talk to people outside Planned Parenthood that are walking in there? Maybe tell them, don't do it, don't do it.
Why do you want to go to Planned Parenthood? That place sucks. They kill babies.
Oh,
You wanna go tell- you wanna go-
Michelle. Is that how
You
you
want to
want
go
to
tell them?
think about that?
Let's go tell them that, Michelle. Let's go tell them that.
Let's not get onto this topic.
Yeah. That's a nice looking window on the side there.
Well, this is Planned Parenthood, Michelle.
Okay. So that's a newer building.
Well, it's a newer building, but it is Planned Parenthood.
Renovated. You'll see that they keep those little thingies over there in case you need to cordon off the building again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's when they kill babies. That's sad.
Right.
I'm pro-life as well, yeah.
What about if I was pregnant, Michelle, and then I was going to have a baby, but it was the doctor said, "Oh, it's going to be in agony for the next week, and then it's going to die."
So here we go, Michelle.
It's as I said.
We are open, and we are here for you, Planned Parenthood, but not for your baby.
Yeah.
Look, they have the X's on the sidewalk for people to stand waiting online to get their babies
left over from the pandemic.
Yeah, but like this is like it's like stand here. You know where else they have stuff like this? They have stuff like this at like Ellis Island. Like when you get off the bus to become a Marine, they have these boot prints and they make you stand there. This is kind of like what they have out here. Look, there's
my medical doctor has the same thing. He has pieces of tape on his carpet every 6 feet away. It's like you think 6 feet away is going to stop you from getting that? I hate to tell you guys, that's not going to happen. Maybe 6 feet away will help you with a cold as long as you make sure to wash your hands, but I don't know. It's just weird. So had the rhythm method. I'm pro-life. I'm pro-pulling out. David says, if a microphone doesn't have a 1/4-inch plug on it, I ain't wasting money on it. I deleted my multi-track recording software with my laptop and put real digital recording hardware in my studio. Well, there's advantages to both formats. Hardware versus software. There's advantages to both. Fact is, the software can be upgraded if there's something that goes wrong or the company wants to make an update to it. But sometimes when they make updates, they tend to no longer support older software or the older files you create, and then you're stuck with a whole bunch of programs that you need to use the old files for, and then hardware, it takes space, whereas on the computer it doesn't take as much physical space. DAW, Digital Audio Workstation, like Audacity, which I use a lot of Audacity for some of my stuff. For me to set up something like a multi-track recorder like with Tascam or something like that, or even, a multi-track reel-to-reel, I wouldn't have the space for it, or the cost. pro-choice a couple years ago, I started seeing it differently. Right. Yes. You realize that the childhood, the firmware is not fully downloaded into the fetus until like the third trimester of the fetus's development. So the first trimester, the basic firmware gets downloaded, which is it keeps the heart running and the early lungs functioning. But by the third trimester, the child's complete firmware has been downloaded into the brain and is beginning to already adapt to the environment around it. It's something that a lot of people don't realize.
But what about if a young girl, a very young girl, gets raped and gets pregnant?
Then I think that the father should have to pay for that financially.
But she doesn't want a baby. She doesn't want to be reminded of it. She's young. She's 12.
Well, then she could always put the child up for adoption too.
She doesn't want to have a baby. She's 12.
But you know what? That's another thing that we need to talk about because it does.
She didn't want to have sex. So why should she have to have a baby?
Well, I understand that, but like I said, there is.
So then she shouldn't have sex,
In this
right?
case, she didn't
So
give
this is the
consent
thing.
noodles. That's what Tiger K's saying is. What if she was without her consent was violated? That's what Tiger Katie's saying.
Michelle, if you let me tell you something, okay? I get it, guys. You know, life is brutal, but if you think destroying more life is gonna fix things, I don't know.
No.
That's just me.
No, it's not gonna fix things right now. The problem is the world's got enough babies. Go get yourself fixed and save the world a few more lungs.
Can't we stick these things inside of like? Isn't there like in vitro? Not in vitro. What is that thing that you stick inside women and they can't get pregnant?
It's called an intrauterine device.
Right. So why don't we put them all in these women until they can legally sign off on saying, "Hey, listen, I do want to get pregnant."
Because
blah blah blah, and then a doctor removes it.
Because it'll have to be up to the parents.
Why don't we tie men's nuts up until?
Well, I wish that was a thing. I wish it was reversible. It becomes less and less reversible as years go on. It's not like you can stick something up a woman and they can just pull it out anytime they want and they could still reproduce. But the guy, if you do that, you are. I think it's 10% every year. You lose 10%.
Yeah, but you know
of the chance of you.
On the other hand, right now the world has enough human beings in here. So why don't you go down and get yourself spayed and neutered, and then the problem of population explosion will end, and we'll finally be able to get the population back in check, or forever abstain from it until you're ready. Because right now, the Earth has got too many Homo sapiens running around. And let's be honest, if we're going to insist on spaying and neutering our pets, we might as well spay and neuter ourselves at the same time.
Yeah, but then once you start getting into that talk, Michelle, people are going to say, "Oh, it's that you're trying to kill off races of people. You know, you're doing it to black people. You're doing it to Hispanic people." That's where that conversation goes. You know, that's where it's going to lead.
I don't know. It's a sticky wicket. You can look at it all kinds of different ways. I see, just like Bob Barker said, please make sure to spay and neuter your pets. If you're going to worry about that, spay and neuter yourself at the same time. Because, come on, let's be honest. I could never afford to have a kid. I really couldn't. I don't even know how anybody could afford to have a kid in this day and age. I certainly can't.
I didn't have it either, Michelle.
I know.
But seriously, what would be worse? Okay, what would be worse? Sticking something inside of a female so that she couldn't get pregnant, or her getting pregnant and then wanting to have to abort the kid.
Well, obviously, the parents would
Well,
everything
I
in the
mean,
intrauterine device would be the cheaper choice.
there's even better options because I used to have an injection in my arse, and it
Okay,
lasts 3 months.
so yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I know someone who was chemically castrated, because females can become
That's in the
chemically
men,
castrated, right?
yes. Sometimes,
And it's irreversible sometimes, so that's kind of dangerous. I mean, you could just stick something inside a female, and they won't get pregnant.
well,
Well,
like
the
I said,
injection works
you can
this
get your
time.
woman spayed just as easily as you can give a man a vasectomy and castrate the man. So it's
Right, but Michelle, we're talking about people that aren't ready for it, and there's a potential, like they still want to have sex, right? So there's a potential that they can get pregnant, right? Even with birth control. I'm talking about like ultimate birth control. If you do that to a guy, I think it's a 90% chance that you can reconnect everything, and the man can have a child again.
right.
But that depletes every year that you have that. Not with a female that has something stuck up inside of her. She can just get it removed.
Well, I certainly wouldn't want nothing
But an
stuck up inside of
IUD
me.
is removable without noodles. You know,
Okay, but my question to you is, would you rather get something stuck up inside of you or have an abortion?
I'd rather have the injection that lasted 3 months.
right.
Yeah, but the injection you're putting chemicals in your body,
Well, I'm fine with that.
right?
I smoke
Yeah.
weed. I do lots of things. I
Right, but
eat
an
the wrong
IUD
things.
is not necessarily chemical based. You know,
Well, Tiger Kitty's talking about a chemical that's injected in your body. That's the only.
right. I've
Yeah.
heard of that too, yeah. But then if you chemically castrate the man, you might actually be doing the same thing, right?
I wouldn't put chemicals in people's bodies. That's what I'm saying. You could just stick something inside of a woman, and it's good to go.
Right, it's
I
called
think
an
it's actually
intrauterine
hormone
device,
things
noodles. It's
you
called
get
an
injected with.
IUD. Okay, it's what it does. It blocks the sperm cells from getting to the ovums.
But the thought of having that thing put in, there is no way in the world I would be interested in that. I don't know about other people, but not me. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
All
some
right.
people it might be an option. Others, are just like you said, no.
To me, that's like, would
Which
you like
then
an
means
umbrella
that you
stuck
need to
up
consider the
your
other thing that you always have the power to do, and it doesn't
spine?
involve any kind of gynecological procedure. You're simply to say no. You don't have to say yes. Just because see, nice guy, see, I like you very much. So, okay, fine, but I'm not in the mood to go ahead and go to bed with you right now. Okay, so that's the
Yeah,
other thing.
I'm just saying it makes more sense to me.
Yeah,
That's all.
well, I'm barren now, so it's okay. I don't have to worry about these things anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, that's what I'm saying. The depot is weird. I still know families with 8 kids. So that's I had the pill at 15 to clear up my mild acne. I remember mom coming with it. I worked, but I was not sexually active until later. I don't know, guys. It's kind of complicated procedure. I mean, looking at it, it's like, of course, like the church has always said, abstain and say no and mean when you mean no, and don't just, make a commitment not to do it until you're ready. A lot of you, that's what it's called by the true meaning of the word planned childhood. Oh, yeah! You know when you're going to have it, you plan ahead when you're going to have a child, when you can marry the right person, and you're going to start a family when you feel it's the right time. That's Planned Parenthood. Oh, yeah! That's the real kind. Is that Bleecker Street? I don't know where Bleecker Street is. It's interesting.
Yeah, I do think a lot of people say, ooh, accidents, I think that's women doing it on purpose, because if you take your precautions the right way, that's the transit. then you're not going to get pregnant, are you?
So this is all about choice, right? Right. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's choice for everyone except for the baby. That's the only thing that I'm getting at. You know, that's my only problem with it. You're not giving if you get seriously sick, right, and you want to go and be comfortable until your dying days, do it. It's up to you. Like you have that choice. You have whatever. But when it comes to this stuff, there's no choice for the baby. And in fact,
But I don't think it's
in
a
reality,
baby when it's real small either.
well, I mean, have you? I'm not gonna dive in deep in your life. But
I've never
if somebody,
ever had.
no, like someone. So, like for instance, if my wife was pregnant or my girlfriend was pregnant, I would want to make sure that no one touched her, that she was safe, and all this stuff. You know why? Because of the baby. I want the same thing with the doctors. The doctors make sure that you're okay. Every checkup, they're checking for certain things to protect the baby.
As if you were the woman's husband, that's your job as the father, is to make sure that you're taking care of your family. Okay.
That's in the.
Likewise, that means making sure that your wife can get the proper prenatal care that she needs to make sure that she can bring the child into the world in a healthy and safe manner. Because childbearing is really hard on the body, really hard on the woman's body.
Well, I mean, no offense, but so is digging a ditch. So is picking up garbage for 15 years. I mean, I don't know. So here's the thing. All right. My point is that everyone's got a choice except for the baby and the father. That's not right. There's something wrong with that. Hey, what's up, man? How are you? Yeah, of course, man.
But the thing is to know in this modern age is that you got a lot of people in this world.
Yeah, you know what? My mother just passed away a couple nights ago, right?
This is one of those areas that YouTube kind of gets really uncomfortable with.
And the king.
But YouTube, please listen to me before you start, getting your feathers in a ruffled state. Okay, here it is. Number one, you have to have a man and a woman to have a baby. Don't get started with that woke shit because they ain't gonna wash with me.
They're more
Okay?
expensive.
You need a man and a woman to have a baby.
Dicks, I lose them. I haven't lost this thing since 2010, man.
They put them in silver and they put them in different type of materials. Yeah. You know how it is.
Anyway,
and they charge
Roy.
Yeah,
Roy, nice to meet you.
And they charge expensive price for them.
Yes. Have a beautiful day, man. I love you. See you.
Do you say I love you to everybody?
So I want to tell you right now, YouTube, and I want you to listen to me carefully, YouTube. Don't even go to me with that woke shit, because I ain't playing that game. Okay? First of all, there is only 2 biological sexes in the world. Okay? Or should I say, 2 predominant ones. More than likely, you're more of one than the other. Okay? If you're an intersex hermaphrodite, you're really rarely or ever 50-50. Okay? It's rare. I'm not even 50-50. But the thing is, in fact, I'm more woman than man, okay? And I'm a hermaphrodite intersex. But let me tell you something, okay? It takes a man and it takes a woman to make woohoo. And if you got a man and a woman and they're going to do woohoo, that means that man and that woman need to work together to raise their family so the child has a proper parental upbringing.
Wow, that's very rare.
Yeah.
That people have a mother and a father together.
Well, obviously they loved each other when they went ahead and did woohoo. So you obviously know there must have been something there. Because that's the truth. After all, you don't go to bed with someone you can't stand. And I understand about passion and all that. I get it. But
there is a morning after pill. Do you count that as
I don't know much about the morning after pill.
It's just a pill.
Yeah, I know.
So is the morning after pill right up there with termination? Is that, are you putting those in the same bracket?
You want to see something funny? All right, so there's this place called Hatch, right? It's a place for it's a clothing store for pregnant women, women
Right.
going through pregnancy, and it's it's right across the street from Planned Parenthood.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It's so funny.
I see that. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Well, maybe it kind of works out in a way for them because they know if the woman decides that she doesn't want to kill her baby, she still wants to look good, right? So there you go. And that's glitter don't look half bad. You know, Karl Marx communism poster on the pole.
Yeah, you want me to take that down?
No, you don't have to take it down. Somebody obviously truly believed in Karl Marx. It's kind of interesting now. Some of these posters in the city. Yeah. Well, anyway, you know what? The case with the Communist Manifesto made no sense at all. The woke movement is still trying to promote the Communist Manifesto, even though they changed the name of it a lot. But you know what? Israel is universal basic income, or UBI. As human beings are being displaced from jobs being done by machinery and robots and AI, people are still going to need to have to deal with everyday expenses. So the first question is, how are you going to provide housing when there's no jobs anymore because the computer's doing all your jobs? Right now, they're totally concerned about AI in LA because the newest AI software replaces the need for actors and actresses. Because you can write a script in the software program in AI, they can do the whole set up everything, and you don't even need a camera guy. And that is scary. But then again, the Actors Guild also has a problem. The Screen Actors Guild also can't seem to realize that they're competing with the 21st century technology like AI. Why hire a fancy actress for a couple $1 million for a movie when I can get some guy with a computer software program to do the whole movie, just do voiceovers? You don't need a camera guy, you don't need a lighting guy, you don't need a set, you don't need props, you don't need nothing.
Yeah, no one's gonna care in a few years.
No, I don't think anyone will really care in a few years. But if anything, the sad truth is, what are we in Hollywood are going to be doing for a living?
I'm sorry? You're taking videos of? Off the street. You guys want to talk to MicheleMarieDalene?
No.
Who are you?
How you doing?
He
No,
doesn't
they don't want to
want
talk to
his
you.
Does he know
picture
me?
being taken. He's a
Sounds like the guy knows me. Well, maybe people in New York do know you, Michelle. It's not exactly that hard to figure out.
probably do, Michelle. I mean, you are known all over the world. You know,
Maybe he's
that
afraid
England-
he's going to get ice over. Maybe he's afraid he's going to get ice over overshoots or something. I think I'm going to throw him in the Hudson River. Yeah. But you know, the thing is, though, is that the Hollywood is going to have to adapt to the reality that they have been living high off the hog as actors and actresses for almost over a century. And the sad truth is that their industry is changing too. And also, let's be honest, so many of the modern Hollywood movies coming out now are absolutely, totally dumpster fires. That's why they've been doing so many remakes. Is because they can't come up with actors and scriptwriters and producers to come up with something that's engrossing, exciting, and is going to be able to bring in a nice steady box office income. Yeah.
Like Joe said, that guy was thinking he was Billy Big Bollocks. And then he
It's like, shut the fuck up. And then when you put the camera in their face, they run away. Like, what the fuck's their problem?
It's kind of a weird city, though. New York is a weird city. Here's a normal bench. Okay, don't have a back on it, but I would still be happy to sit on that.
But he definitely didn't want to say hello to you, Michelle.
No, he didn't.
Oh, what's that?
He turned away.
Yeah, I know that.
Maybe he's scared of you putting the weather on.
It's almost like he knew who I was, like I said.
Yeah, he knows. He knows of your ways with the weather.
All right. Maybe he was afraid he was going to get ice over shoes.
In fact, he was a bit of an arsehole. Do it, Michelle. Just give him some bad weather or.
Oh, yeah. I definitely sense he was an arsehole. Definitely got that. Thinking he was Billy Bollocks.
Billy Big
damn
Bollocks.
ships, they're free here in bulk, LOL. They're expensive here when you're a teenager. I don't know what they're talking about, but they're talking about different things. I can perfectly mimic the voice of dead entertainers like Elvis, Sinatra, and use them to make new songs. Absolutely, that's what AI is doing.
They're talking about the price of
They're
condoms.
terrified as everyone is going to give us AIDS and then charge ridiculous prices in the condoms. Let me just say this much, guys. Hollywood is going to have to realize that the days of doing things as they have for the past 100 years is coming to an end. Just like everything else in the industry, in theatrical productions as well. I mean, maybe if they're lucky, they can get jobs as on theater, actual stage and screen stage. But even then, sooner or later, we're going to have robot actors come out that physically are robots that play scenes, like for example, Macbeth or Shakespeare. Then what going to happen to the real actors? Well, I still got to pay bills, right? So again, one of the things that Andrew Yang talked about originally was universal basic income. Well, universal basic income only works for a little while, guys, because once you're getting everybody $2,000 a month, that means automatically the landlord by default is going to go, well, you can always pay me $2,000 a month rent. Because you get that every month from the government on a universal basic income. That's the problem. But then compared to what Newsom wants to do, a minimum wage of up to $50 an hour in California.
What?
Holy crap!
$50 an hour?
Yeah, that's a proposal that he wants to do is $50 an hour in California as a minimum wage.
Wow.
It's almost like the scene there from Futurama when Fry all of a sudden finds out he's a multimillionaire. Wow! I have how much? $50 an hour, 40 hours a week, baby. That's $2,000 a month, a week. Ooh. Wait, the rent's there's $2,000 a month. Oops, that's not good. That's not enough to pay me rent. And then the landlord goes, hey, I had to tell you this, man, but I gotta go up on your rent. Why is that? Because my costs went up because I had to pay my stupid maintenance guy $50 a freaking hour. Oh, shit.
Good point, Michelle. Very good point.
Yeah. So he's your rent's going to go up but then the landlord's going to go, well, you can afford it because you're getting $2,000 a month universal basic income. For example, under Andrew Yank's proposal, or if you're working at McDonald's and working a 40-hour-a-week job, I'm assuming you're a manager, obviously, so you're probably making more than minimum wage. But for this example, let's say you're just working for minimum wage. That's $2,000 a week. That's $8,000 a month, and then you're paying like more rent because then again, at the same time, for people that do actually have to work, like the maintenance guy, he's going to probably be paying Gavin Newsom $50 an hour just to go clean air filters on the heating system.
No, that's all.
That's insane. Yeah.
What's insane, Michelle? The fact that the price of everything?
Paying a minimum wage of $50 an hour in California.
Yeah.
For minimum wage. Most people cannot afford that. You know? I mean, most employers are saying, well, like, for example, McDonald's said, well, that means that we're going to have to raise the prices of our food products in California because we got to pay every employee that works here at least $50 an hour. So that means that their expenses go up, which means that your Big Mac goes up in price too. You might be paying as much as $200 a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Right now, let's put it this way.
Michelle, what's happening tonight? Or is nothing happening tonight?
No, officially not. But maybe we'll take a tumble on the Rumble tonight.
Ooh.
We'll just go on Rumble, so, just check it out. I haven't done anything on Rumble.
I don't really want to go to all these other places. I'm happy going to Kick. I'm happy going to here. I don't think I want to be rumbling.
Yeah, well, rumbling makes me do grumbling. Seriously. Because the fact of the matter is that none of the APIs that we use for the other sites work on Rumble. None of the APIs work over there. There's no on-screen chat. There's no way to save the chat on the shows. Unlike Kick and Twitch and YouTube, or at least we can mirror the chat. We already have Botrix running that will work on all three platforms.
And you're paying for Rumble, aren't you?
And I'm paying $10 a month. I just confirmed the price on it. $10 a month.
I don't know why you're wasting that. That's like.
Well, originally I thought that my days of YouTube are over, because the fact of the matter is that you. Yes, I agree. But it wasn't. Thank goodness. The fact of the matter is that with Rumble. But then again, I looked at some of the content on Rumble. It looks interesting, but then when I saw some of the issues with the site, I was like, I said, oh shit.
Yeah, I just, I don't want to be having any more sites to go to, personally. I mean, I'll go, I will, but.
Well, let me say one thing to you. I don't stream in every platform there is. I cannot stream on Daily Motion because they never set me up for Daily Motion to stream. Okay. And second of all, I don't think live streaming necessarily is the way to go for me, long term. Because we know that the videos, I still stand behind the videos. I still feel that the videos in the long way are better because they got a topic. They tend to be shorter. They tend to be more specific. Which means that they can be tailored for the intended audience. That's a big difference between that and live streaming.
Well, I get what you're saying. I really do, because you started off this show and and you did what everyone had asked you to do, which was get a subject. You even had a video.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It didn't go down very well.
Not everybody liked it.
it.
Not everybody liked the video. Not everybody liked the idea that I was featuring a video on the show.
You should talk over that, I think, and you should also say you're going to use that clip.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. I found out from experience, talking over the commentary, it doesn't help the audience that have hearing problems to understand what the hell's going on. It's easier.
No, I mean, so you don't get copyright strikes. I thought if you're using someone else's video, you had to kind of...
Because in this case, I cited my sources because I left her page on my screen so people could see her original video. They can go right to it, along with the URL where the actual video is. So I cited my sources, America.
Okay.
And it does not necessarily mean you cannot get a copyright strike, despite the fact that you did cite your sources. Okay, so...
I thought you had to, talk about the video.
Oh, we did. We did talk about the video.
Oh, in between it, instead of watching the whole thing.
But some people we all know don't necessarily read the news section on my Discord, so they probably wouldn't have known where the video was or what the video was about. So if they would just start talking about the video, they would have said, "What the hell was the video of Michelle talking about? I have no idea what she's talking about." It's on her Discord. Oh, I'm not on her Discord.
Is Rumble the one you used to do the stuff on?
Rumble's the one that's a real pain in the ass of a stream link setup.
No, but is it the one that did the sex shows on?
No, it's more of a conservative platform featuring more content from the right. And that's fine. But the sad truth is that it's just not really what my show is. And like I said, the quartering is on Rumble. He's also on YouTube. But on Rumble, you can cover things that you can't cover on YouTube. But then I could do the same thing on Kick as well. David says, David says, some people like to interact with the host of live streams. You definitely get more followers when you go that than you do on from videos. I'm a mod for a lot of YouTubers that made it to 1K and bigger. Yeah, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you, David S. I don't disagree with you. But the one thing is that, as you know, the live streams tend to meander on this channel. They go all over the place. It's kind of like my electrical wiring behind my computer desk. They all plug into the main socket. The cords go all over the place.
It is true. It is very true. Like, Michelle keeps getting asked to do, like, topics, do a subject. She came all prepared today. But, like, you do try, Michelle. I'm going to say you do try.
I do try.
Definitely try.
And I thought the woman's video was very, very apt and very much on point. And even Stan said it would be a great topic to bring up on the morning show.
It is very difficult to stay on topic on a live show.
Right.
I'll give you that. Definitely.
I mean, the video that Whiny Brit did would have been also wonderful to be on a live show. But the truth of the matter is, I think the same thing would have happened. I think some people would have said, "Man, this sucks." Or like Bugs Bunny used to say, he said, yeah.
You could review it, couldn't you? You could review it.
Yeah. Because the truth of the matter is that the video doesn't seem to resonate with everybody in the audience. I know you do, Michelle. Some people like both.
All right, Michelle, I'm going to have to get on. I've got shit to do today. So, have a great day. I'll probably talk to you.
Yeah, it's 12:06. I'm still going to try to figure out. Okay, so let me just wrap it up with a few things. But thank you very much for being on, Tiger Kitty, and I'm just going to wrap it up.
All right, everyone, have a great day.
Okay.
Jojo, Mojo. Happy birthday for Saturday if I don't see you. But
happy birthday, Mojo. I didn't even forget all about that. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yay. And many of those too. Okay, I got so many, and it's just me. And there's Noodles back. Okay. So first of all, I wanted to explain to the audience. Number one, Ed's not coming back here. I made it clear to him. He's not coming back. Okay. Because I told him straight out. I said, no. I said, Ed, stay put. You got what you need there. Please stop doing this to yourself. Oh, yeah!
Yeah, no more Ed.
Very few Sims content creators go live on YouTube. Well, David, I can answer the reason why. A couple reasons. Number one, like me, they realize that when they're going live, that they need to plan the content out. Because they know that they're going to be covering a lot of different things. And if they're like me, a lot of them probably might be jumping around a lot. Kind of like I was doing yesterday with the video about USB-C. But at least I knew it was specifically on USB-C, so I kept to the topic. But I would love so much to see more Sims content on YouTube. But let's talk about Electronic Arts for a minute. The Electronic Arts now so much wants to have micropayments in the game. They want to have microtransactions in the game. They tried this pulsating shopping cart. First of all, Electronic Arts, we know in the beginning of the game, before we go on, we see recommended game packs. That's great. Nothing wrong with that. But when I'm in the middle of the game, do you really have to show me a pulsating shopping cart like a big, large man's penis basically sticking out saying, hey, flash, got some stuff for you to download and buy. Yeah, but you already showed me at the beginning before you even started the game.
What? Hey, what is this? What is going on?
The Sims 4. Lately, they've been trying to do more micro transactions in game for you to go out there and spend more money on expansion packs. And so they were experimenting with a way to get you to buy more expansion packs for the game. But before you even start the game, you already got a shopping option to buy the expansion packs. Now they want to add the expansion packs screen in the actual gameplay, which kind of totally disrupts the whole game. That's what's going on. And it's making a lot of the long-term Sims game players pissed. Doesn't bother me because I have almost everything in Sims 4. Yeah, David, I guess I agree with you, but the thing with The Sims 4 is the fact is that the game is kind of, it's kind of lame. I don't know why. I like Sims 3 a lot better. It just is more enjoyable for me when I play Sims 3. But when I stopped playing the game, besides the fact is that the computer is costing me 20 cents per kilowatt hour every hour, was because I got blasted by somebody on my channel saying I need to get intervention because I was playing the game for 7 hours. But that made no sense at all. Honey, if I play a game for 7 hours, that means I'm enjoying myself. So leave me the fuck alone. Oh yeah! Yeah, I mean at least I know that some people enjoy watching that. So I would say to the people who said I needed an intervention, I would seriously say is look at your own lives. Maybe you should stop worrying about what I do in my hours and focus on your own issues in your own lives. Because if you don't want me to see me on the screen playing a game for 7 hours, and I enjoyed showing it on the game, people didn't really watch it a lot, but that was fine. But the same thing with World of Warcraft. But World of Warcraft did get boring after a while. I will be honest. You how many mobs can you kill in a single day? How many? I do leveling up. You know, I do need a game. It's just like the song by "I Get Around" by the Beach Boys. I need to find a new place where the kids are hip. I gotta find a place where a game or something that makes me feel good and is exciting. And you know, play World of Warcraft long enough, and you're killing enough boars and bears and feral cats and stuff like that, and monsters. It gets repetitive. It really does. At least Sims. I learned a little bit about Sims 4 and Sims 3 is the building part of the game. And I actually have a game here that's actually just for that. It's called Dream House or something like that. Home design or something. It's not really a game. It's designed to be used for actually designing a real house. But to me, it's like a game. Here I have all these architectural elements. Let's start building something. Let's do walkthroughs. Let's examine if this could really be my real home or my dreams. That's what I like to do. Right, David, for me, though, building in Sims 4 and Sims 3 is my thing. But gameplay, I like the Sims 3 gameplay. I have started up a family. Lumian Finistra and Michelle-Marie Finistra, because I'm her wife. You know, we actually have a stepdaughter. You know, we adopted a daughter, and we have a family environment. It's a beautiful place. We expanded our mobile home into this nice, larger structure with a swimming pool in the back, and it's pretty and it's nice, and I love it. And the thing is, the Sims 3 has problems because of the fact it was designed for 32-bit, and I have a 64-bit Mac, so I can't really run it that well. I mean, the M1 Mac Mini can certainly run it, and it does run it when you get the 64-bit version. But the 32-bit version doesn't work under anything newer than High Sierra. So if I want to play the 32-bit version of Wine, because I got one that was someone ported the full Windows one with all the expansion packs for Sims 3, and I mean all the expansions, including Katy Perry's Sweet Treats. If I want to play that on, then I have to go into High Sierra to play it. If I want to play this 32-bit one that EA and Max has put out, I didn't buy all the expansion packs for that. And then on top of that, Origin kept getting mixed up. Like, they keep giving me the 16-bit pack or 32-bit packs, so I need the 64-bit packs. It took me a lot of contact, electronic arts, to customer service to make sure to send me the right expansion packs for Sims 3 that was 64-bit. But Katy Perry's Sweet Treats was not available in 64-bit. But as I said, there's some neat stuff in Katy Perry's Sweet Treats that I do like. Like the chocolate fountains in front of my one character's house. She has 2 chocolate fountains in front of her house. And that's kind of cute. So I have a lot of ideas for houses, and Sims 4 is a perfect environment for me to test them out in. Absolutely, I agree with that. I did design a house in the other CAD CAM package, which is let's see if I can find the name of the program here. Let me go look, see if I can find it on my desktop here. Let me go into Steam real quick. No. Home Design 3D, it's called. Home Design 3D, thanks, Lum. Home Design 3D, which is available on Steam. Oh man, that program, they've really improved it. Originally, it didn't have roofs. Then they finally added roofs, which makes it nice, because now I can actually build a house with a roof. And the turret on the house was a kind of a hack. Okay, it was designed for CAD CAM, so it's designed to be a real architectural design software. Then I took that house and I ported it to a Sims 3 or Sims 4 game. I can tell you, the Sims 4 house is awesome. You got Michelle, you got Lumi, and yes, Patty DeMar lives there too. And Michelle was always getting hit on by Patty DeMar, unfortunately. Absolutely. She's always... And then in the end, she started trying to take... she was trying to get Michelle in her bed. Ouch. Yeah. That was interesting. I don't have Sims 2 or Sims, the original Sims, but again, that's what I'm saying. I used to enjoy playing the games. And then after those people said to me that I was playing too much game and not doing enough interacting with the audience, that's why I stopped playing. Because it was like, oh, we're just watching you play games, you're not even reading your chats. Well, the one time I couldn't read your chats on because at the same time it's when I'm driving my truck. If I turned on the speech, the text to speech, the trolls were use that to make my computer say things that were very vile. A couple times I almost T-boned my truck because I was trying to figure out how to shut the stupid app up. So that's the reason why I like to do what I do with the computer and stuff like that. And then, of course, that's the other reason I don't want Ed back here. I do not want him back here because he's going to disrupt everything I've worked so hard to get back to doing again. I'm still just about on the tail end of my recovery from Ed's presence. Oh, yeah! Yeah. But I would definitely like to see you get back in The Sims 3 and check out. I want to get the rent package for Sims 4. The renters package looks really cool. I don't know about the Crystal Jewelry expansion pack, but the thing is that that's a $40 expansion, guys. But I am definitely interested in getting that. I want to be a landlady. And I want to show my real landlord how it's done.
That'd be great, Michelle. That'd be great. If you show Jimmy how to run a piece of property.
Yeah, it might be informative to him. I probably could model this building in The Sims. Yes, I could model this building in The Sims 4. Yes. Absolutely. Okay.
Do you think Jimmy would possibly? Do you think Jimmy would appreciate it, respect you more, or do you think he would just?
I don't know. I'd have to show him the game. But he doesn't even know how to do text messages on his phone. I don't think he would know what I was doing in the game either. I definitely would like.
Is that what he tells you? He doesn't know how to text message.
No, he does not. No, he doesn't. But Ed learned how, because actually Ed finally texted me back last night.
You think there's a possibility that this guy's lying to you? He just doesn't want to text you?
No, Jimmy really does not know how to do text messages. He doesn't know how to type on his phone like that.
That don't sound right at all.
No, he's almost 70 years old. He's a little bit younger than Joe Biden. At least it looks like he's got all of his marbles. But he just never learned how to use text messaging. right. I'm going to wait till I get some more money together to buy it. But I definitely... Oh, by the way, this month, guys, we have probably going to be seeing a check for about $200 on March 22nd.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What are you going to do with all that cash, Michelle? That
I don't know.
hard cold
Besides,
cash.
I'm going to use the money I could from my SSD to pay off the Lowe's card, and then maybe I'll put some of that other money that comes in the 22nd to buy some clothing. I need some more dresses, guys. I don't know if you're noticing. I've been wearing the same 4 dresses all winter long. So I definitely want to get some more clothes as well. And I know that there's also a rental option in Sims 3, apparently. I forget which pack it has it, but I do have the pack with the rental options in it, apparently. I just never figured out how to do rentals yet. But anyway, Noodles, I gotta get ready to wrap it up. So I want to say thank you for being on the show this morning.
All right, Michelle, thank you. See you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So we did a great show today. Please don't forget to share the content with everybody. I really, really appreciate you being here. I really do. I wanted to say thank you for coming every morning to the show. I really do appreciate it. So for now, may you all have a nice day. It's a little chilly out there today, but keep warm. And I'll see you all tomorrow morning, because I don't think there's anything planned in the morning with Krista. At least I don't have anything planned. So I'll probably, more than likely, I will be here tomorrow morning at normal time. Wait. And likewise, don't forget tomorrow night on Kick. Please put this in your calendar so you know ahead of time. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on Kick is the night show. Just want to remind you of that. But for now, I'm going to let you guys go. I got to use the bathroom and stuff. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.